Hi, welcome to lesson 2. And it's sort of intriguing. The first time you ever see this book, the Bhagavad Gita, what does the title mean? This lesson will hope illuminate that for you. So, the Bhagavad Gita. So, in English, the title means, the Gita means song. And Bhagavan means God. But it's, so technically, and a sort of a gloss answer could be, it means the song of God. A technical part of it is that the Gita is written in Sanskrit, and so very traditionally, and I occasionally will trouble your ears with my bad Sanskrit pronunciation, but the Gita is said to be chanted in a melody. One of the melodies is da 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 da. It's a real, that's a real traditional chanting. So the parts of the Gita are known as verses, like verses in a song. So it is the song. And it's interesting, isn't it, like if you are a musical theater person, when do people sing in a musical? They sing when they can't talk anymore, when it's an expression, when you're talking to talk, and then you just have to express through song. That's why there's so many love songs. So in a way, the Bhagavad Gita is this beautiful love song, and we'll find out more about who this love song is from and who this love song is really to. But in the end, we are the recipients of this love song, of this beautiful knowledge. So I said that Bhagavat means God. And Bhagavat really means God. And God has many, many forms, as one could imagine. Bhagavat means the one who is Bhagavan. I'm going to say that again. Bhagavat, with the end of the D, is the one who is Bhagavan. Meaning, Bhagavan means God who is the possessor of all the opulences. And really, if there is a higher power, if there is a great being, wouldn't it have all, don't you love that word, wouldn't it have all the opulences? And so from this context, there were 6 opulences. It is said that Bhagavan has all wealth, all fame, all strength, all beauty, all knowledge, and then there's the last one, all renunciation. Let's say that again, all wealth, all fame, all strength, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. Meaning that the divine energy, it has all those things, but it itself is untouched by them. The example I like to use is I once knew a girl, haven't seen her in a long time, and I met her in a book club. And you know, we were mostly talking about the books, and we didn't talk about our personal lives so much, but I knew she worked in fashion. And she was tall, like I don't know, well, I'm an American, so I'm gonna use feet and inches. She was like 5'10", and had, you know, brown hair, and she was a very pretty girl. But for some reason, I never thought she was a model. And when she disclosed that she was a model, I was so taken aback. She goes, "What did you think?" I guess this was my own prejudice. I thought models would be like, "Oh, look at me, I'm very pretty all the time." And she came into the book group with no makeup and, you know, in a sweatpants and sweatshirts like all the rest of us. She was completely unowned by her beauty. It wasn't the thing that defined her. She had it, and it was even her livelihood, but she wasn't attached to it. And that's the kind of renunciation that we're talking about with Bhagavan. Bhagavan has all of these opulences, has all faith, all wealth, all beauty, all of them, but it is not attached to them. And Bhagavan is a very personal, we'll talk more about this later on, but Bhagavan is the most personal form that there possibly could be for the divine energy. It is a person, but not a person like we are a person, right? Because a person like we are a person, we easily get owned by our wealth, our beauty, our fame, our strength, whatever. It's always, there's a great expression, a pauper is proud of its penny, right? Isn't it funny? The little you have, you get very proud of it. We get very proud of our opulences, no matter how small they are. So this conception is Bhagavan has all that, but is not owned by that. Walks around, I am not possessed like that. And that makes them even more beautiful, as it did make this girl even more beautiful, that she was not owned by her beauty. So Bhagavat refers to Bhagavan, the possessor of all the opulences. And in this text, this possessor has a name. And you have already heard me say it. You've already heard me sing it. And that name is Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is the Bhagavan. So it is Krishna's song. And who is Krishna singing to? Krishna is singing to his cousin and his dear friend, whose name is Arjuna. And I will very soon tell you their story, and it is a nail biter and is a beautiful story. I won't be able to tell it in full, but I will tell you where you can find it because I highly encourage it. So Krishna is Bhagavan. And as I said, he is divine energy in what is considered divine energy's topmost form, as a person. And why is that the topmost form? Because you can have relationship with a person. You can't have a relationship with just an amorphous energy. Yeah, the relationship is to person, and that is the sweetness of the Gita, and that is the sweetness, we'll say, and we'll come to this later, of Bhakti Yoga. That there's a relationship, a very personal relationship with the divine, not just a peaceful, easy feeling, but an open-hearted love. Yeah, and so there's a story I like to tell because the question will come up in this Bhagavad Gita. It takes place, as we will soon find out, literally on a battlefield and in the confines of a chariot. And here's this very smart guy, Arjuna, who during the course of the Bhagavad Gita is going to find out something about this person, Krishna, who he's always thought is very special, is his best friend, is his cousin. But he never really realized something, that Krishna was Bhagavan. And the name Krishna means all attractive. Isn't that wonderful? All attractive. He has all those qualities. And the most attractive quality, as I said, is he doesn't need any of those qualities. What can make him even more attractive? And so there is a story about, and the stories about Krishna are so sweet. There's a story about Krishna as a young child. And he was sort of like a little, those kids that are so cute that when they get into trouble, you don't even mind. I'm thinking of one of my particular nephews like that, has dimples that are just like dug in. And they do something naughty and they just sort of smile at you like this. And you'll laugh it all off. That was Krishna. Because even as a child, he was all attractive. Because even as a child, he had all these wonderful qualities, but was unowned by them, and so that made him so attractive and so lovable. But one day, he did something that he really shouldn't do. He ate dirt. He ate dirt. You know, you hear about kids. Now, I'm a city kid, so we didn't make mud pies, and people like to say about this, right? But he ate dirt, and that's just not good. There's all sorts of germs and stuff. And so Krishna has an older brother whose name is Balaram. And it's often said that the Ram that I say in the Mahamantra refers to his brother, Balaram, which means reservoir of pleasure, and Balaram is very strong. And so Balaram, Krishna's older brother, he sees his brother eating dirt, so he goes to their mother and says, he is eating dirt. And she goes, Krishna, come here. And the adorable little thing, you can even see some dirt hanging out the side of his mouth, comes on over. She goes, open your mouth. And he does what any self-respecting kid, especially a kid that gets into trouble a lot, does. He goes, open your mouth. Krishna, in that tone that parents take that means, I mean it, we all know what that tone is. And he opens up his mouth. And to her great surprise, she doesn't see dirt. She sees the universe. And within the universe, she sees another universe. And within that universe, she sees another universe. And in all these universes, she sees herself and she sees Krishna. She sees infinity. And what would you do if you were open up your child's mouth and you see infinity? You would fall to your knees, and that's exactly what she does. And she begins to think, oh my God, my kid, my kid is God. And she begins to do what any of us probably would do, is she begins to like worship him and begin to give prayers to him. And Krishna shuts his mouth. And he realizes this is not what he wants. You see, in this personal form, this Bhagavan, this Krishna, this all-attractive, he does not want the love like this, bowing and scraping. He wants the love of his mother that will give him a slap across the fanny when he's eating dirt. That is that intimate love. And so he sort of casts a spell over his mother and all the people in this land of Vrindavan, which is where he grew up. It's a special kind of Maya. You might have heard the word Maya. Maya means illusion or illusory energy that puts one into that which it is not, right? But this is a special kind of Maya called Yoga Maya. And it is a Maya to make her forget what she saw, to cover it up so she won't see that, oh God, my child's God, there's a universe inside of him. She will only see her small child that she could love and hug and have this very intimate, personal relationship with. And that is what Yoga Maya is. And so when we look at the Bhagavad Gita, or even read the Mahabharata, you read stories of there's Krishna walking around, and you're like, wait a minute, the name of the book is Story of God. Don't they know it's God? Wait, why don't they know? This is because Krishna doesn't want them to know. He wants them to experience him as a friend, as a cousin, as a kid, as a troublemaker, because he wants that relationship. And that relationship that Krishna has with Arjuna is the heart of the Bhagavad Gita. So it is a love song. It is a love song to Arjuna, but lucky for us, this love song was recorded. And lucky for us, Arjuna is the stand-in for us. Because lucky for us, Arjuna asks questions that help us live this life that it can be spiritual while walking in an everyday world. And so what is the Bhagavad Gita? It is the song of God. Who is particularly this God is Bhagavan, possessor of all these opulences, that has it all, but is untouched. And what is their name? Krishna. That means all attractive. And what could be more attractive than love? So, your meditation today is to think, do I get owned by my opulences, the things I do well? Or can I just have them and be unaffected by them? Can I live a life where I understand it's a gift and it doesn't own me? Because when it begins to own us, that's when it becomes unattractive. Can I walk a little bit like this Krishna, this possessor of all these opulences? So, thank you for listening. The light that is within me humbly bows down to the light in you. Namaste.